Top 10 with a friend. Yeah. Here's how Top 10 with a Friend works. I get a fellow YouTuber on the show, they choose 5, and I choose 5. Please remember that these are our opinions and not facts. And then at the end of the show, you, the viewers, tell us in the comments what order they go in and your own opinions. If you want to be featured on Top 10 with a Friend, just let me know in the comments or contact me on my social media accounts. Something from viewers like you. Thank you. He's gonna go first, so without further ado, here he is.
Hey guys, it's Johnopotamus! And I'm drawn here with nerdroll to talk about 5 spooky things in games. Also, I haven't played a game since, like, 2005, so with that in mind, let's go! Number 5! Sandopolis is a giant desert level. Yeah, cool, but Sonic unleashes a bunch of ghosts like an idiot! The stage has you running around frantically trying to keep the lights on to avoid getting slaughtered by these horrible ghosts that follow you everywhere. It's very stressful. And then there's this infinite looping slide that you have to figure out how to get past, and the ghosts keep coming. And usually if I manage to make it out of that, the 10-minute timer that everyone forgets about would kill me instead. This level is very scary. Number 4! Shade Man stage is the definition of spooky. If you're not peeing your pants at the sight of these gravestones and rob zombies, then this giant pumpkin will wet them for you. And Bass says, damn! I was scared my mom would come in and turn the game off with all this foul language. And then you fight Shadman, who's just so easy it's scary. You know what? This should have been number 1. 3! So there's this part in Klonoa where a cat splits in 2 and you have to find them. This takes you on a fun park adventure! You're going through the park, having fun, solving puzzles, woo! And then you enter this castle. And it's haunted! Everyone's in cages, the puzzles are time sensitive this time. You got this scary little fatty! What's a fatty? And the boss fight is with this zombie cat, who couldn't possibly be the cat that you're looking for in disguise. Oh, look at that. And then you're back in Happy Funland. It's not spooky, but it's a nice tonal shift. Number 2, Scary Piano! I feel like this one's on everyone's list. Gloomy Gulch is the worst thing I've ever experienced. You have the wind pushing you in different directions, messing up your platforming, ghost ropes that disappear, this headless guy throwing stuff, ghost pirates trying to get your booty, bees, constant bees everywhere, bees! And the boss of this area is the angry ghost of the first boss in the game. And if you suck and lose, well, there's no save point until halfway through the area. Then you have to start back at the last place. Bees, bee-boss, there's a bee-boss! Number 1. So Snake runs away from prison or something and dies. Then he enters this weird limbo state with a creepy old man known as the Sorrow. You're made to walk down this river where you encounter the ghosts of every single person you've killed up until this point. So this area can last a while depending on how genocidal you were. So you dodge the ghost and the Sorrow's heart attack triggers, all while making your way down the river until you find a present. You find the Sorrow's dead body and you die. Game over. Just kidding! Mario 64! Okay, maybe these weren't scary. But what do you want me to do? Rate the Five Nights at Freddy's series?
Thank you very much, John. Now it's my turn. So, in Halo 3, the level Cortana, the scene is set in a flood-infested Covenant ship. The Flood is essentially Halo's version of zombies. You are tasked with gunning your way deep into the ship, further and further to recover and save Cortana, a sexy AI unit that is close to you and important to the entirety of the Halo franchise in general. While in there, you are talked to in your head by both Cortana and a Gravemind, which is an evolution of the Flood that is pretty much the brains of the Flood, as the Flood don't seem to think for themselves so much as eat and possess everything and everyone they find. Wow, that was hard to say. It's pretty unsettling when they talk to you this way, and it's unclear whether or not anyone's on your side. They make it seem as if Cortana and Gravemind are melded together, like Gravemind is within her thoughts or something, like she's a Flood. I haven't played Halo 5, so I wouldn't know if they explored this or not. During the level, you can hear Cortana crying, Gravemind yelling about your bones,
or I shall feast upon your bones.
And this. Among other lovely tidbits that they care to chit-chat with you about within your brain hole, this whole level is really cool in its design. Everything's all slimy and pulsing, even the walls themselves seem as though they're alive. And the further you go in the level, the darker and creepier it gets. Half-Life 2, We Don't Go to Ravenholm. This level is special to me, as it's one of the first actually creepy levels in a game I've ever played. In this level, you are tasked with fighting your way through a now abandoned town called Ravenholm that is now infested with head crab zombies. Head crab zombies are these things. They hump the crap out of your head and make you a zombie. Kinda weird. Throughout the level, you are attacked repeatedly by a bunch of different kinds of head crab zombies, like this adorable thing. Precious. The level is really self-explanatory. Go in, kill stuff, get out, stay alive. During the level, you are helped by a man called Father Gigori Gingivitis. Yeah, who talks to the zombies as his congregation, which is creepy church talk for funny-tasting Kool-Aid drinkers. The level is a lot of fun, as it, like in the rest of the game, plays around with the physics of the game, and has a wonderful dark atmosphere, along with its uber startling enemies to fight. I remember one of the scariest parts of the level was when the fast zombies had you stuck on a rooftop, waiting for them to climb up on some pipes along the building to get you, all like... All in all, this level give me the creepers real good, and even has a cemetery in it, so clicheing it up a little bit. Alice Madness Returns, Dollhouse. Okay, I'm gonna be real here. I love this game. It's so underrated and criminally obscured. Every level of this game could be on this list. The only issues I had with the game is that every so often the animation of the 3D models would be out of sync with the audio, and the game would drop you in from time to time without fully loading the level. But this was something that was not hard to ignore given the rest of the game. You start the level out in a nightmare where you are in an asylum, straitjacket and all, being told pretty much because you are a free thinker, you are sick in the head and need medical help. The visuals and instruments that they use on Alice, and the blood and grime all over the place, really makes the rooms look dashing and quaint. Later you are back in your wonderland, but things are not quite right, like in the rest of the game. You're in a world full of creepy dolls, random child trash, and dollhouses.
And gross black things. I'm not racist. Anyway, black goopy things. Goopy.
Your task in the level is like any other in the game. Learn as much as you can about your past while adventuring your wonderland, get all the collectibles, reach the end of the level, and survive. This level and game are simply awesome, with its art design, level design, minus the platforming that goes a little too far at times, a mixture of hack and slash and tool/ability gameplay, and collectathoning. I do love me a good collectathon, within reason. This level makes it to the third on my list because dang, look at them kids. And who doesn't love a good creepy doll to get your spooky juices flowing? Was that too much? Was that a little too sensual? It wasn't meant to be, but now that as a huge Zelda fan, both literally and physically, of course I'm gonna put a Zelda game on this list. There we go. But why this one in particular? Why not a level from Majora's Mask? After all, it's the king of true angsty dark teen when it comes to Zelda games. Well, cause I didn't wanna, and I'm not afraid of the moon. Much. This level just happens to be one of my favorite dungeons in a game of all time, due to its interesting blend of Egyptian vibe, which I would expect from a spirit temple instead of a shadow temple, which also makes this level even more interesting as it's a mixture of the two rather than separate dungeons, and it's creep vibes in general. How many times am I gonna say creepy in this video? They even mirror a part of the forest temple in Ocarina of Time, in having the pose take the fire from the torches that, while lit, hold open the door you need to go through to open, making finding and ending the Poghosts vital to proceeding. You may ask, why not put the forest temple from Ocarina in this list instead of Arbiter's Ground, since you like that bit of that level so much? Well, cause there are no floor masters in Arbiter's Grounds, but there are in the Forest Temple of Ocarina, and you see, I'm an arachnophobic, which means if it's got 8 legs, kill it with fire! And I know floor masters are just hands, but they remind me of spiders. The first time I encountered one was in the Forest Temple of Ocarina of Time, and it went a little something like this.
This is fine. This is fine.
Also, this level has one of my favorite bosses in a Zelda game. And no, I'm not talking about the final boss of this dungeon, which is really cool and all, but I really like this one more. You see, you're in a dark lit room, you see a giant sword in the middle of it, stuck in the ground and seemingly tethered to the ground, with what look like Japanese spirit seals, tag things, whatever they're called, all over it. You cut one of the ropes and it shows the sword seemingly coming to life. You change to Wolf Link to see what's going down, and you see a demon ghost skeleton-like thing, and it wants to give you one hell of a paper cut. PT. Okay, I know this one's kind of cheating, since this is a full demo and not just a level, and technically not even a real game, but I loved this tech demo so much. Yes, its demonic references were a bit much for me, but the dark themes in general, super scary story, and surreal gameplay made this game/demo level thing too good to not mention. The entire game is really just you experiencing the game as it wants you to, going from one end of the hallway to the other, over and over again, with new and usually deeply disturbing changes. The challenge of the demo is just to keep pushing through the hallways, finding new differences that will allow you to continue and solve puzzles from time to time, and not piss your pants while doing so. Seriously, why wouldn't they make a full game out of this? It's so darn good and downright terrifying. I mean, look at this darn woman. Can't curse. And this fridge. It's a freaking fridge with a baby inside of it, and it's spewing blood. Blood! Even with it only being a playable demo, was a playable demo. This was, in my opinion, and still is, Poop Pants City, man, and deserves a chance to be a full game, and therefore, number 1 on my list. Well, that's my top 5 and my guest's top 5. Please make sure to check out my guest's channel and let us know in the comments what the true order of the 10 should be. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you back for the next video. Good day to you all.
Hey everybody, top 10 with a friend here, and now that's not my name. Hold on, shut up.
Sexy. That was the one. That was definitely the one. Get what you deserve. No, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. You get what you deserve, baby. Oh. Laugh at me.
Sorry, so silly.